So, as we all know, successfully commercializing a new medical device or technology is a really complicated endeavor. We have a very complex marketplace and a lot of stakeholders and a lot of different stakeholder needs. And I think we're all generally oriented to this framework. No one can dispute the complexity associated with gaining regulatory approval. But in our experience, too many companies underestimate the barriers associated with securing reimbursement. And there's kind of two takeaways that I would like to give you from this slide. And the number one thing is something you'll hear me say a lot if you listen to any of my other talks or if I'm talking to a client. Evidence is the flywheel. Evidence is the flywheel that makes the market move faster, that speeds market access. And what we have is a misaligned ecosystem in that the evidence that's required to get through regulatory approval is not the same as the evidence, generally speaking, that's required for market access. So you've really got two different flywheels operating here. And why that's really important is because, you know, when we talk about crossing the chasm, we talk about trying to get to that early majority and get to, you know, widespread adoption. But there's almost another chasm here that comes first. And it's the chasm between regulatory approval and market access. And part of what we try to do and hope to do and want to contribute to is bridging that gap by educating clients, educating medical device manufacturers and other stakeholders the importance of getting way upstream with your market access planning, with your reimbursement roadmap, and with your health economics. And so we're going to get into that a little bit more, because my generalized experience is that a majority in the marketplace really don't understand the nuance of how evidence really is used in this process. And that's because it's complicated and it's disparate. So again, a little bit of what I just said, FDA approval or clearance is really just permission to market a device. FDA is, as you all know, concerned with safety and efficacy and compliance. But typically that evidence, that test validity, that clinical validity is not what's going to get market access. It's really just table stakes. So reimbursement is the key to market access. And payers are typically interested in different outcomes, different measures. They're concerned with how the product changes physician behavior, how it improves outcomes, demonstrates economic benefit, and so on. And this really affects all stages of a product's life cycle. Another thing that's really important, especially as it relates to early stage companies, is that early stage investment is often very contingent upon understanding the product's path to market access and reimbursement. And what we find is that companies either don't have it, they don't have the plan, or the plan is wrong, or they have an incomplete understanding of what needs to happen. And so it really is a critical component of market success.